What's up? What's up? What's up? What it do? What it do? Today is the 19th of February, 2025. Trump ain't even been here. Well, maybe he has been a whole month yet. Anyway, it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got Mo him. Roy came back from who knows where, so y'all know this is a special show. I don't know how long he's gonna be with us. So I think me and him gonna have a mad dash to see who lead first, because I'm on a limited time schedule. So there's a race going on between me and Roy who gonna jet out, but he gonna have to come back to close it down. So I just might well put him on the spot first. All right, let me go on and get this while Mo is here. I don't know what Phil is, but Mo, both of them can comment on this. You know, gentlemen, before you go and cut your mic off and disappear, let me just ask both of y'all a couple of trick setup questions. Do doctors provide a valuable service?
You want to go first, Roy?
It's just a yes or no. It's just a setup. It's a setup.
It's not a yes or no answer. Can't do that.
There you go with that. Go ahead.
The practicing of medicine, you mean?
Yeah, a real doctor, not a school, not a PhD, a doctor of medicine. You know, do they provide a real service when you go see them?
Yeah, they practice.
Oh, go ahead, Roy. Go ahead.
My bad. Yeah, no, I would say yeah. I'm gonna play along. Yes, they do.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna say yes too. Yeah.
Okay. Do firefighters provide a real service?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Absolutely.
What about good teachers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see who. Dentist.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Your mechanic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bro.
Yeah.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we traverse these trails and claim we grown and we responsible for our decisions and this and this and this, I ain't knocking none of y'all decisions. I'm knocking your decision to tell me how I should run my life. So I get. No, I don't. I understand why some people tip. I do. I don't understand people who tip regardless. I don't. Because if you don't value your money, why would anybody else value your money? So I was part of a conversation, and it was talking about waitresses and people who work for tips. I ain't got nothing against them. But my logic is, if you take a job that pays below minimum wage, one, and this is a real question, why would I pay you more than your employer pays you? What job does that? Your employer doesn't value you, but you want me to value you more than he does. So you take a job where you're making $5 an hour, but you think I should tip you $12 for bringing a tray out to me. That hell, truth be told, I would have rather got the tray my damn self. So I don't understand people who keep trying to explain to me the merits of why I should tip somebody who chose incorrectly. And if we're just, I'm gonna let y'all talk in a minute. I just want y'all to hear me out.
No, you good. You good.
If we're talking about this economy where everybody's struggling to make $1, and let's just say a family of 4, it's gonna cost them a grip. Everybody complaining about the lack of funds. So if I save up $200 to take my family out to eat, I guarantee you that 98% of people who are saving up money to take their family to some event that they can't do on a regular basis have not included tip in their savings. So why do you think that I don't work 6-7 months to save up to take my family finally out to eat, and now I should worry about tipping you? Because I'm confused. Because I just asked 2 of the smarter gentlemen I know a couple of trick questions. Because we don't tip doctors. We don't tip firefighters. We don't tip cops. We don't tip the mechanic. We don't tip a lot of people who provide an actual service that makes our lives easier. Oh, well, they making a living wage. Not so fast, not so fast. You've heard plenty of cops say they don't get paid enough. We all know that teachers don't get paid nowhere near enough. But nobody ever tips them. So you want to be a server and bring me my tray. Well, I've been to buffets, and I ate good without a server. So I don't understand why bringing me a plate deserves 10% of my money. And now, I'm not religious. Everybody know I'm a heathen extraordinaire. But if I won't give God 10%, why should you get what he get? Because if I believed in him and supported him, and I'm giving him 10% for making my better, I'll give you the same thing. That to me makes about as much sense as me trying to scratch my ass with my toes. It's retardable. But because I'm open-minded and I want to hear from other people, because I ain't gonna shut them down. Because if you tip, you tipping them. I'm cool with that. Because yeah, yada yada yada. I heard all the reasons. But again, as an adult, if you pick a job that don't pay you minimum wage, it is not my job to supplement your income for your bad choices. That's just me. But let me Roy probably on the quickest timeline. Tell me what you got to say first, Roy, since we battling to see who's gonna lead first.
No, I'm not gonna leave. Go ahead, Mo.
You sure? Because I got a lot to say on this topic. All right, I'm gonna jump in then. All right, so my take on this is a little more complex. Let me just run through all the differences that the different thoughts and ideas I have about tipping. So number one, if it was up to me, if I was single, I wouldn't tip. The only reason why I tip is because my wife makes me tip. She's watching that damn receipt. I ain't lying, y'all. She'll take the receipt. She said, "What you put on there?" And she'll look at it, right? So that's the only reason why I tip. And let me break down that philosophy a little bit more, though. So number one, first thing you got to do is travel overseas. Go overseas. Go out to the United States and see what the difference is between tipping and not tipping. I traveled overseas. I went to Switzerland, I went to Ireland, and I went to Italy. None of those places expect you to tip. None of them. In fact, I tipped at one place in Switzerland, and they thought something was wrong with the food. I'm not kidding you. They came over to the table. They was like, "Was everything okay? Did everything go all right?" I was like, "Yeah, everything's fine." And a lot of people staring and looking. So this is an American thing. Tipping is an American thing. All right. And then the other reason why I really like to tip, and this is the one, like I said, I do it because my wife, she put me in the figure 4 leg lock and say, put something on the receipt. But if she wasn't there to do that, I wouldn't tip because, one point DVP made was about the people to go get another job. But I'm going to tell you, it's also about the restaurant. It's about the business because the business need to pay the damn people more. Okay, stop skimping and throwing part of whatever you got to pay people, throwing that to your customers. That's essentially what it is. The tipping is now, you pay your customer, you pay your employee $2 an hour, and then tell them, oh, we get tips. That ain't guaranteed. Who told? If I come in your restaurant, you ain't get no tip for me. Especially nowadays, they got the damn tip jar there. They got when you even go to pick your food up, they got a space on the receipt for a tip. And some people feel bad. I don't put nothing there. My wife ain't with me. I ain't putting nothing there. So, my philosophy is, yeah, and I agree 100% with what DVP was saying because I thought about that. I'm like, if I could have the cleaning service come over my house and clean my bathroom, clean where I go to the bathroom, and I don't give them a tip, I shouldn't be tipping nobody. Now that's my philosophy, and I live by it. Your turn, Roy.
What's up, Travis? What you got for me, Roy?
Okay, so it's been a minute. Yeah, we've had this discussion before, DVP, and I get it. So let's give some history first and some context, because I will say this. Let me before I give my context and everything. Let me say this. I do agree with you. Tipping should never be mandatory. I have started not going back to places in Atlanta because 90% of the places in Atlanta have started automatically charging 18 to 20% gratuity on the check. Period.
Oh, God.
And I will not do it because my thing is this: my family had, they worked we had restaurants and all that kind of stuff. And the tip is supposed to be about the quality of your service. You get tipped by you should that is the theoretical realization of what the tipping today is.
Yeah.
That's today.
Yeah.
Now let's put it in context, and this is going to jump to a whole nother conversation that me and D used to have. But the reality of it is, people have to remember what the the premise of tipping was. They started tipping because you couldn't pay black people as servers. You couldn't employ them. So in the food service industry, when they had us after slavery, when they had us in all these jobs because they still wanted to be served, excuse the language, they wanted to be served by these niggas, but they didn't want to pay them. They started saying, oh, we'll tip them a little something for doing what you're doing, for them bringing your food. That's where tipping was. Now, we need to have, and this is again where this is going to flip to another debate. There needs to be a living wage minimum. But the fact that servers don't even make minimum wage is a governmental problem.
Facts.
There should be no industry in this country that is allowed to pay below minimum wage. Period. End of discussion. Facts. The restaurant industry, that doesn't even register to me. I don't even understand how y'all make that logical. It's like there should be no industry that's allowed to do that. They know people can't live on no damn tips these days. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, come on. And then people pay, like I said, your tipping should be based on the quality of your service.
Right.
Let my mechanic and them do a good job. I might throw them an extra $20 in there.
No doubt.
You know, I'm like, I tip when people do that because why do I do it? Because people do it for me in my business. If they get in the service that they like plus some, and then you know I'm service oriented though. But this nonsense about the fact that servers are still not making minimum wage in 2025 is the dumbest damn thing I have ever heard in my entire life.
But why are they applying? See, when I was a cop,
hold up. So that's the part that I did want to address when you say their choices. Now listen, yes, we get it. Everybody can eventually get to another position, but come on, dog. You know, some of these people servers because they really ain't gonna be qualified to do much else. And it's not a matter of their choice. If you're working a full-time job, now I'm not saying that you're supposed to be able to live in a big plush house and do all this kind of stuff. But again, we need to have a minimum wage for servers, which I actually think, my argument has always, I think I was at $15, 10 years ago, that we should have been doing $15 should have been the minimum wage 10 years ago. And it's like, it's ridiculous, man, what this stuff costs nowadays. So one of the things that we don't want to have happen that need to happen is there has to start being some governmental regulation on a bunch of stuff that people didn't want them into in the first place. Because housing prices is ridiculous.
Yeah, and DVP, before you run with it, let me throw this in there. I got a couple of things I want to throw in there. So number one is this. So DVP was saying, was talking about get a better job. So that's a fact. Get a better job. That's cool. But here's the thing. The conspiracy goes a lot deeper than that. The conspiracy goes to the fact that try to get a college degree today. You know how much it's going to cost you? Over $150,000, maybe close to $200,000. Okay, everybody don't got that. All right, so because I don't have the money out the gate to get that education, which I could put on a resume that's going to give me a good job, now all of a sudden I got somebody telling me, go get a better job. You should have got a better job. Well, I couldn't afford it. Nothing I could do. I've been through that struggle, so that's why I can talk about that all day. I've been through it. I had to scrape, and I consider myself an anomaly. I'm no different than anybody else, but I had to really scrape and work to get there. So then there's systemic issues that prevent you from going to find that better job. There's a lot. Look, we all black here. We all know what they are. I ain't going through the list. We all know if black people listening to the program, they know what the damn list is because they probably ran into some of them. I know I did when I was working, and a couple people could have got, this ain't PG, but a couple people could have got fucked up, but I let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because where I come from, certain things you just don't do. But there's so what they try to do, I saw it all the way through the process of trying to get a job to getting on a job. And what I saw was they had, I call them stop gates and prevention and ways to prevent me from getting past those stop gates to get where I needed to go. A lot of the white folks didn't have to go through the same thing I went through. And that's just the way it is. I didn't make this world up. That's my experience. Maybe it's not everybody's.
And I'm all for the history. But in today's world, and Roy, me and you worked at, well, I don't know what you did. Well, we worked for a club. And I hear what people keep saying, and I'm going to stick to it, except for mom and pop shop. Most of these restaurant owners are driving Lexuses, Benz. They can afford to pay more. So if people stop going to work for them or they stood their ground, they would pay. See, when I was a cop, the cops wanted to go on strike because they wanted more money. And I had a beef with that. Do I believe we should have got more money? Absolutely. But if you sign a contract and you know what you're going to get paid, you can't ask about the pay. You know. So you can't say, oh, now that I got the job, I want more. They told you what the pay was. They told you. So you could have said, you know what, this job ain't for me. I'm going to go look for another one.
Facts.
We worked at a spot. I ain't going to call no names, but I've worked at several clubs. And I know they got money because they pay me good money to be security. So
but when hold on. Let me jump in. Let me jump in before you go past past police stuff. Because it's interesting. You know, that whole conversation about contracts, I get it. And there is a staunch part of me that believes, yes, when you sign a contract, knowing what you're getting into, you should honor it. You should honor that contract. I 100% agree with that. Now, that does not say or does not mean that you shouldn't be able to be like, okay, well, I want to start negotiating for this next one now and get some changes. Now, like, I don't know how the police department goes. So, like, I don't know how y'all contracts work. Do y'all sign contracts for 4 or 5 years? What? I mean, how does that system work?
So before you answer that, let me throw this in there, because what y'all talking about now is also a part of, you know, this discussion is called advancement protocol. So you look at the advancement protocol of some people and they don't get, you know, you got to have champions. When you're at a job, you got to have a champion in order to move up. You can't just be get in there, just do your work. If you're the best worker in the world and you don't have a champion, you ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you right now, you ain't gonna go nowhere. You got to have somebody saying, oh man, he does good work. He's the guy. And it's got to float through the environment and people got to hear about you. So you got to it's kind of like marketing, right? So you can't just be a good worker, because that's go ahead, DVP.
And as we do that, there are servers who get pilfered from other places because they do such good work. And I guarantee they don't start them off at the same. But again, and cops don't sign contracts. You sign up, you just do your job. But to ask for more money, when you apply for a job, unless the job says pay negotiable, and servers know what they're going to make. So you can't say you can't keep telling them you don't make enough. You knew what you were going to make. You knew what you were going to make. You knew you signed up. I know that I'm gonna get $1,000 a month. My living expense is $1,200. You know what that means? I need to change the way I live or get a job to supplement that. I shouldn't expect a person to do more for me than my boss will. To me, that is insane. I have a boss who says I'm only worth $2.25, but when you come in to eat, I want you to give me $7. Imagine if you're a dentist, if you tipped your dentist. Imagine if you tipped your mechanic. Your mechanic, every time they do something, it's pretty much saving your life. He putting the brakes on your car. If your brakes don't work, you die. But who tips the mechanic?
Nobody.
Oh, they make a living wage. They chose wisely. You can't keep saying you grown. We can't keep doing this. I'm grown, but then I'm gonna blame everybody else for my decisions. You're grown. Make a good decision. If you want to supplement your income, that's fine. Get a job that supplements it. But don't expect free people who are going through the same struggles to all of a sudden. Because what I'm seeing a lot of is these people who take these jobs try to guilt everybody else into doing something. The struggle is the same for everybody. Me, you, none of us should be made to feel guilty because we trying to support our family and show them a good life. Because let's just say we in the low class, so it take me 6 months to save up to take my family to Ruby Tuesday. You think I really care about this chick who talking about, oh, is that all you gonna tip? You know, the thing was on a $150 bill, a $9 tip is not sufficient. Well, I didn't come there for you. First of all, we came for the food, so nobody came to see you. Let's see, when you go to your mechanic, you go to your mechanic for him. You go to your dentist or doctor, you go for them. You don't tip the nurse and the waitress who do all the other work. And it's like, well, they bring you your food. You got to be shitting. There ain't nobody bringing me my food gonna ever be worth $9. If that's the case, do we give our kids $9 for bringing us food? Hell no, because we can walk and get it. Most of us ain't never that far from the kitchen. If we had our choice, we gonna get our own food. So when you make these decisions and you grown and you do this and you do that, how is it? What's up, Ron? How is it anybody else's fault other than yours? You took the job knowing that your pay is dependent on other people. So the little dude who want to argue with me want to bring up strippers, which to me is cute. A stripper is a contractor. They pay to be there. So you know how they make their money? They have to go out and earn their money. Me and Roy did a show. I take that back. Roy produced a show where a woman who said she was a stripper started talking about no man should come to the strip club if he ain't willing to spend $200. Shot, I worked at strip clubs for 12 years. There's plenty of people who don't come in there and spend $200. And truth be told, ain't nobody spend $200 on you on a regular basis. Get the fuck out of here with that. But you tell again, this is a place of recreation and entertainment. If I want to spend $40, I don't give a shit what you think. Somebody gonna want these 40. You just ain't getting them. They go knowing they have to earn their money. Don't nobody just tip them because they walking around. They try to shame. Oh, you not tipping? Not you. Not you. No. This is my money. I worked hard for it. I ain't got to just randomly give it to somebody just because you walking by here. You're fat, chubby, your breath stink. That's not how this works. You better be a little cuter, do something different like Shawty over there. I'm gonna wait on her.
So look. On that note, you got more DVP?
I always got more, but go ahead, do your thing.
Okay, because I'm gonna forget. So on that note, what I want to say is that I've been to places. So check this out. I've been to places, and maybe y'all have too. But I've been to places where the food, for example, was garbage, but the service was great. And in those cases, I wanted to give first thing went through my mind was ain't nobody getting nothing. And then I'm sitting there with my wife, and we talking about it, and I was like, yeah, that food was horrible, man. Everything was wrong. And she was like, well, the server was nice. I said, yeah, it was. And it went through my mind that they should have a way. I like to dream a lot. I said they should have a way where you got this I'm gonna call it this site, online site where you can get, tippers can go in there and sign up, put their name in there, and then you can go find them and tip them directly. So they cut their
dude, you can do that. Mo, you can do that now because I done had plenty of situations where I went somewhere and the food was horrible.
Yeah.
But the server was like, yo, they dealt with all my little idiosyncrasies and all that.
Yeah.
It was pleasant. They look, I'm sorry, we got whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. I will put cash in their hand and call the manager. Yeah. I'm not paying for this shit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cash.
I had to send it back 4 times and it still didn't come out right. No, we're not doing this.
Right. Yeah, I don't carry cash anymore, man. Maybe that's the answer though, because but then what I also heard though, Roy, was that if they take any money from the table, it has to go into the pool and get split. So
I've heard that before too. So I don't, I'm like, look, like you said, at that point, well, listen, in today's world, though, you ain't got to worry about that. What's your cash app, dog?
Right. Yeah, that's what I was getting to. I'm saying.
What's your cash? I had somebody hit me with that because they were like, they said they did tell me that they were like, yeah, all our tip money goes into a pool and we split it up. Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, like, just like D talking about the whole conversation, I'm like, well, that's jacked up. But then I guess they adding the bus boys in and all that. So I'm like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that the bus boy don't get paid no real money neither? So yeah.
But, no, that's a good point.
But the cook does, and remember now we worked at a spot, Roy, where we saw people counting money at the end of the night, and it was way more than enough. But they tell you whatever, but the server got to split the money with the bus boy, and sometimes they make them split it with the cook. Sometimes they make them split it with somebody else. And see, you got to know what the restaurant is doing, because the restaurant, all they're doing is mitigating what they got to pay out. So if we're gonna make a change, see, here's a creative thought. Let's stop going to restaurants that don't pay their servers enough.
Yeah, that's a good fact.
Because as Mo said, when you go overseas, they look at you like a retard if you try to tip. Because you know what tipping does? Tipping, just like in a club, tipping makes other people get special treatment and then some people don't, which is why you cut it out. If you give everybody the same thing, nobody gets favorite treatment. But if everybody know that when he come in, he gonna be a good tipper, everybody's trying to wait on me. They ignoring you, they ignoring Roy and Mo because they trying to get to the guy who tipping. So but why not just pay everybody? Because it ain't
that's
like
that's the American phenomenon. That's the problem.
Because we don't want to address the problem. We keep wanting to address the issue. We don't want to address the problem. The problem is people don't pay for this. They shouldn't. They pay. Whoever, both of y'all over 35. Have you ever in your entire life heard of or did it yourself? Went to a restaurant because you was looking for a server?
No.
Ever?
No.
Well, no, but seriously, so check this out. There was this one server that me and my family used to go on regular trips to IHOP. And we had this one server who was fantastic. She did a great job. She was always nice and cordial, playing and talking with the kids and all that. And we showed up at that IHOP, and we were like, "Where Miss Barbara at?" Oh, they moved her to the store over on such and such street. Okay, well, we'll see y'all later. We went over to such and such street.
Oh man, that's great! Wow.
And as Ron said, he was a Waffle House manager, and he worked a lot. He worked a lot on club night. His food was good. He got tips and the waitress didn't. But a lot of places make you split the tips with other people. Some even make you split them amongst other waitresses so everybody get the same thing. So again, they got a system in place that they know of. They stick to it. How is that my responsibility to make it fair? I don't think as a consumer it should ever be put on me. You know, when you go, what are they trying to do with hospitals now? They're trying to regulate them so they all pay the same thing, so they all charge the same thing. These people, the waitresses, the busboys, all them got to stand up and say, "Hey, stop working for them. Go somewhere else." But you keep wanting to do it, which means it's even more of a choice because there are other jobs out there.
But
there are other jobs out there.
Check this out. So one of the things that's been happening over the last 2 to 3 years, and it's crazy because let's get it. Let's not get it twisted. Burger King and McDonald's done started paying $15, $12 an hour. Burger King and McDonald's, when fast food is doing it, right?
Yeah.
There was, and you'll appreciate this. I know for at least, I don't know what's going on now, but for at least 6 to 9 months over on Camp Creek, all of the restaurants were shutting down at like 10 o'clock because they didn't have enough people coming to work to serve customers. They couldn't get people to come in and take the server jobs.
Because they wanted to pay nothing.
Right, because they wanted to stick to that formula. And I don't know, I'm assuming that somebody went and did it, but it was a trip because I remember the first time it happened to me, I went there and the lady was like, "Look, sir, it's going to be a 2-hour wait." And I'm like, "The hell, a 2-hour wait? It ain't but 3 people in front of me." She said, "We ain't got but one server." She's like, "One server?" I'm like, "In the whole building?"
Oh my God.
And she was like, "In the whole building." And I was just like, wow. And then I started looking, it was 2 other places, literally, in them other little restaurants is right there that was dealing with the same thing. And so these people, like you said, that's exactly what happened. Because see, this is what people got to understand now. It's too many other jobs out there where these kids can do what I call assignment work. So I want to go to the concert. I got to make me $125 real quick to buy this ticket. Nigga, they go do Uber Eats, they can do Uber Lyft, all this other stuff they can go out there and do now. And so the food service industry is going to have to get to a point where they pay at least a minimum wage.
Right.
We ain't trying to tell you get the $20 an hour, but you need to be paying these people at least $10 to $15 an hour. Because if Burger King can do it, damn it, you can do it.
And what's the top? Whether you like the food or not, we know I don't eat it. But what's the top restaurant that most people go to and order, and no matter how long the line is, it's still quick and efficient? They ain't never asking for tips. And that's Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A don't ask for no tips. Chick-fil-A was starting out at $15.
Yep.
The customer service is usually always on point. Them people nice and polite and young as they want to be. But so it's ways to do it. But y'all, and like I said, people, you want to work at this highfalutin restaurant with all these prices because you're banking on this. But again, if I'm saving up my money in this same economy that you're struggling in, what make you think I ain't struggling to make money too? And that's why I don't like when they try to push it on us and people start making excuses. And yeah, because I had two servers get mad at me, and I said, hey, do what you want to. But again, you could always get another job. It's everybody hiring. Well, I can't do that. Well, how much training you got to have to be a server? And I ain't knocking them. As a side hustle, I'm with you. If it's your primary hustle, it's kind of like working at Walmart. If you pick a job that is not career-oriented, I don't believe you're going to ever make a living wage. It's a job where the turnover is like that. If you don't get involved in a career, you asking to be part of a machine that has no end game, that has no real room for advancement, because there is no room for advancement. They depend on a plethora of rotational employees, so nobody's a specialist at anything. You picking a job with no benefits, low pay. You almost telling people where you fit in. Strippers don't get long-term benefits. It's a short thing. You better get it while you can and move on. I mean, when I ride in a cab, oh, well, you know, the company get this much. Bro, you picked this job. You chose to be a cab driver. See, I work for Domino's because I ain't had nothing to do, but I was in the military. If they tip, fine. If they didn't, fine. I was going to get my little mileage. I was going to get my tip, but I knew every time what I was guaranteed. I knew, but I did it because it was a side hustle. You can't to expect to make a living off a job that ain't gonna do it. That makes us delusional. And I tell people, y'all need to find a career. Jobs are cute. You may even get a job that pay you good. But what are you looking for? Are you looking at tomorrow or are you looking at next year? Because at some point, I got friends who, what am I? I'm 60 this year. I got friends who still got full-time jobs because they never got a career. So they can never retire because they ain't gonna never get a pension check. They waiting on Social Security. And y'all see what they're gonna do with all of that. But they waiting on that because they kept picking this. They wasn't investing. They ain't been in none of more stuff and investing in this or investing in 401 because we don't understand the market. So as we become more and more intelligent, but we choose to be dumber, again, we are a product of all of our decisions, good and bad. At some point, when we're being grown and telling everybody, I'm grown, I'm responsible for me, keep that same mentality when it comes to these fucking tips. You grown, be responsible. You worked hard. Okay, so you poured water in my glass 3 times in an hour. You brought me and my wife our 2 trays. You were friendly. You were smiling, but so was I. So do I get a tip for being a good customer? But you brought us 5. You came to the table 5 times to ask us what we wanted. Then you brought out what we wanted. You came and gave me water 2 times, 3 times. So let's just say for shits and giggles, for them 5 trips to the table, it cost me and Trina $100. I should give you 10%, which is $10. So $2 for bringing me water 2-3 times, and you gotta be shitting me.
Yeah. If you break it down like that,
you gotta be shitting me.
Once you break it down, once you do the true accounting, you know it's gonna smack you in the face. But let me throw this out there. I'm speaking for myself, but I want to know what you brothers think. But I personally think I don't know if I still do, but at one time I suffered from what I call classism. Because a lot of times I had a problem when I go into let's say 1 to 3 star restaurant and I got a tip, right? So now I'm getting all funky, right? I got a tip. Well, I got a tip. Going to 5-star restaurant, I don't got no problem. That's a personal problem right there, right? I realize it though, so I'm aware of it now. But I'm saying at one time that's how it was. So I'm thinking that's just because I grew up in America, and that's what I thought I was supposed to be doing. Because there's no reason why I should be okay with giving a 5-star restaurant a tip and a 1 and 2-star restaurant no tip. And I don't mean because they got a 1 and 2-star because of the quality of the food or the service. I mean, that's just what they got, But y'all got any thoughts on that? That my problem, or is that how I was brought up in society, or maybe it's a complex few things?
That's us being guilted into doing. They guilt us into doing stuff. It ain't even. It's a guilt trip. They try to run. Oh, you one of them. Yeah, I'm one of them, and you one of them. You want something from me without doing shit.
But
bro, hold on.
Go ahead.
Mo called me. I'm a cop. I go find his kidnapped child. You know what he give me? A thank you. The fuck? So you mean to tell me your child got kidnapped, and all you got for me is a thank you? But a chick that bring you 2 trays and a glass of water, you want to give up $20? Get the fuck out of here.
And you might not get to thank you because I don't get to see, sometimes you don't get to see the person who saved your kid, so.
The doctor got Sage riding too, so now you ain't got to worry about getting a heart attack or a stroke from something creeping down in your blood system because, bad teeth is a leading reason why we got bad heart, because when you got a cavity, it goes straight to the bloodstream. Black people don't talk about that enough. So this dentist who gave you this root canal or whatever, he saved your life. You want Medicaid or whatever, what you do? What do you tip him? Nothing. So people who earn the tips, we don't think twice about them. But for somebody who brings me a tray, Roy, you got kids. How many times have your kids bought you a plate of food? Mo, you got a wife. Has your wife ever brought you food and asked you, let me get $5 for bringing this tray to you? And they bring it to the bed and set up and everything. And they take special orders.
I'm married to a black woman, man. Don't do that.
This the whole situation again goes back to, like we said, what the real issue is. And it's these people not being paid. The thing I was talking about with Mo, it's a conditioning situation.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna use 2 different restaurants. One here in Atlanta. One's called Ocean Air, and the other one, we'll just use Captain D's. They both seafood restaurants. I show up at Captain D's. I ain't expecting Mo. Right. I'm not tipping at Captain D's. That ain't, it's a fast food restaurant. I'll get in and get my food or whatever. But when I go to Ocean Air, it's a different mentality. Because Ocean Air is a 5-star restaurant. But what the people at Ocean Air have done is they've created an experience that then motivates me to do the tipping. Because again, I'm with you. Like I said, for me, tipping your level of tip, I am never doing what's recommended on the sheet. Because that's how deep it is now. They recommend the amount that you're supposed to tip on most receipts. I don't pay that any attention. Because if your service was garbage, you're going to get tipped low. If I tip at all. Because tip is, to me, is a function of the service. Again, because I completely agree with D. Yeah, you chose this job. So that means if you having a bad day, your ass probably shouldn't have came to work. Because now you putting your bad day off on me. And like D said, this could have been something I'd have saved up for months. Or this could be a special day for me. I came into the building happy. Now I'm pissed off. And you want me to tip you for that?
And let's be real. Bro, the restaurant you went to, and I'm going to shout this restaurant. I went to CNS the other day. Oh, my effing goodness. CNS was off the chain. The food was phenomenal. You know what phenomenal food come with? A phenomenal price tag. So you already being charged. So I don't understand how we can be guilted into doing more, because the fish sandwich And the fish is fish. The fish at CNS is the same fish. Well, I ain't gonna say it's the same, but let's just say Red Lobster. But you're being charged for an experience. The food is what's the difference? A burger is a burger is a burger.
Thanks.
So this experience comes with a price tag. Well, I mean, you know, some places ain't shit, you know.
That's why. Like Red Lobster,
right? Which ain't shit.
Ain't gonna be the same food.
I know people who think Red Lobster's a 5-star restaurant, but if you're paying for this experience, I took Trina to PF Chang. Awesome. It's a Chinese restaurant. It ain't nothing like Wings and Things around the corner was just as good as PF Chang. The only difference was for that crab ragoon she liked. PF Chang used real crab, or real ragoon, real something. There's a price difference. It's a hell of a price difference. So they already charge you for this difference in atmosphere. That's part of why we pay more anyway. Because when you're hungry, you're hungry. A peanut butter and jelly sandwich will do, and you can say all that money you say you can get with more and invested in something. We are being guilted into doing something for some. You know what? I can't do that. Hey Mo, I know you making good money. If I let Trina smile at you, will you tip her? Because I can't afford to tip her. That's what that shit sound like. Trina married a deadbeat, and I want Mo to take care of me because I'm a deadbeat. Mo, take care of my wife because I'm a deadbeat. That's what that shit come across as. I can't afford to pay her. I can't afford for her to be my wife. But she loved me. She should have made a better choice. She should have made one. And like I said, it's the guilt trip that bothers me most when people try to say why we should tip them. But you don't tip other people who earn it. So where's the fairness in the system? Because if we're not tipping teachers who are raising our youth, who are teaching them, and we know some great, fantastic, phenomenal teachers. And if you ask the average person, if you ask 100 people, who are the best 5 teachers in your life? Most of them can come up with 2 or 3 just like that. And if you ask them, did you ever tip them in life? Now that you done progressed and remember some of the lessons, have you went back and tipped them? But you want me to tip a chick who brought me some water and a dish? But these teachers made a difference in who we are. They don't get a tip. And we know they don't make enough money. They've never made enough money. But they love their job. But they got our kids 9-10 hours a day. What do we put forth? Nothing. So how we getting guilted? How we getting guilted in a tray and a glass of water?
Don't let people guilt you. That's the issue. I mean, there was that trend going around. I remember it was funny, and I think this is the last time we probably did this show. There was that trend going around where they were talking about, tip 50% of the ticket, tip 100% of the ticket. I was like, you done lost 100% of your damn mind.
What the hell is this?
Oh yeah, they were doing. There was something going on here in Atlanta. I'm assuming it's where it started at. But because you got what it was, and it started the same way 90% of the stuff in this city starts. Some celebrity went out. It was either a celebrity or an athlete, and they were tipping 100% of their ticket.
Yeah, they got it like that. The hell?
Exactly. And that was the thing, and that's what D like that goes to the point that D is talking about. People got to realize, it's like, dude, everybody that come out to eat at your restaurant, not 95 to 98% of the people that come out to eat at your restaurant don't have the financial ability to do that.
Right. And the ones that do, yeah, right. And I'll say it this way also. The ones that do come, it's every now and then just so they can feel special in life.
Oh, it ain't at this point, I don't even think it's feeling special. Because if you're a tipper on a regular basis, those people are going to tip. What they're not going to do is post it on social media.
Right.
These other cats doing it just to get attention. Yeah. And make people feel good about them. So, but no, I like I said, D, I can't argue with you on this. I don't agree with tipping, but my whole point is I don't agree with it from the standpoint that servers should not be making under minimum wage in this country. That should be illegal.
But but did you see this? This is one shit I've ever seen. Did you see? I forgot what state it was, but the strippers went on strike. So these servers can go on strike if you want something and you truly believe in it.
Wait. Strippers went on strike.
Yeah. But and it made so much sense because I actually remember when I was working at a club, there was somebody who was trying to get them unionized so they could get benefits, so they could get health care. See, this is something they could do on their own. So that at least even if they got to pay into their own union, they can do something. If this is going to be your job, figure out a way to make your job work for you. But okay, let's see. So when these, what do you call them? When these tippers work for less than minimum wage, they actually work for the company. And we're going to use the business because it's out of business now. Did Bartlett provide any health care? Bartlett didn't provide shit. No health care, no nothing. So you ain't gonna give me nothing, and you're gonna pay, and you're gonna lowball me. See, when you're a contractor, you working for the money. When you get a career, you working for the benefits, and hopefully the money good. But how you gonna get a job with no benefits and no pay? You might as well be a hooker.
Yeah, and I just
twice. Go ahead.
No, I just want to add to what you're saying, because a component of all this that we're talking about is profit margin, because most of these businesses probably got 300 to 1,000% profit margin. So they got the money. If they want to I call it help, but it's not necessarily help, but I'll call it, say, if you want to help the employees out, they have the money to do that. You know, because the profit margin is off the chain. It's ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? They buy something for $1 and sell it for $50, you know, $30. I don't know. But profit margins are ridiculous. So it's not like the business is struggling. So I was thinking that way. At one point in my life, I thought that was like, okay, this is gonna help the business. But no, it don't got nothing to do with that. You know, the business, not like the business is struggling. What they're doing is hoarding the money and taking it off the backs. It's like the goddamn tax bracket. Look at the tax bracket. Tax bracket is the same way. Who paid the lion's share of the taxes? Middle class and poor people. Look at the bracket if y'all don't believe me. The rich folk do not pay the same amount of taxes commensurate to what the money that they have. Look at the tax bracket, you'll see it. So the middle class and the poor pay lion's share of the taxes in the country. It's ridiculous, relative to their pay. So it's the same thing at the restaurants and all these other places. So I start feeling bad for the businesses. You know, I don't know if I ever did, but I like, this is stuff I think about, because I like to try to, when I do stuff in life, I like to try to do things that make sense. Because it don't make sense to me, I'm probably not doing it, you know.
And the worst part is you have a classism of people who, because they dumb enough, I tip 20% regardless, because you want to be a big baller. Again, you don't value your money, that's on you. Because at the end of the day, when I ask you what you got, you ain't got shit. You know, you got a pretty car with rims on it, but you ain't got no house, you ain't got no stock, you ain't got no life insurance, but you tipping $20, you buying bottles because you flexing. But what do you have at the end of the day? Nothing. So you're I want to understand what you're saying, but you're flexing, because to pay, and I think Roy said it, you go somewhere, you get this big, but the food ain't good, but you pay it because you don't want to make a scene. Well, see, you've been punked. Yeah. See, because I've been places, man. I seen that I got a little ticket. Me and Trina out to eat. I got a ticket. The food was shit. The service was shit. And all of a sudden I look on there and it's a 20 or 18% gratuity because there's two people. Well, I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna see where I come from, because I can read. That's called strong arm robbery. Because you're trying to charge me for something. Why the fuck am I tipping? Well, no, I don't know shit. I know that I came here for a meal. That was substandard. Yeah. I know that I came here and my glass is still the original glass. It's empty as shit. And to prove a point, I put the bitch upside down. And it still was upside down when the manager came. It's been upside down for 35 minutes. Because Bill taught me this. When you want something, hit the stopwatch when I turn the glass over and see how long it takes.
D, hold up. So here, this is part of that question. That comment that Mo made. Bruh. If you ain't at a 4 or 5 star above restaurant, I guarantee you nobody else knows what the hell that is. Nobody at Red Lobster, nobody at Chili's, nobody at Applebee's. They sitting there thinking, oh, he don't want shit to drink.
Roy,
that's what they thinking.
They thinking that fool crazy. He got his damn glass upside down.
But and the thing is she ain't came over to say shit. Cause see, in my world, when I go to a club, when I go to a restaurant, you know what I'm not finna do? I'm not finna be all fancy, be like, got us on. No, if you don't come by to see what's up, then okay, I'm gonna eat this little food, unhappy as hell. As a matter of fact, you know what? I want my shit to go now because I already know I'm attitudinal. Just give me my, hey, no, you want me to put in the bag for you? No, I want you to get the fuck away from me because you've been ignoring me. My shit cold, it's been fucked up, but you ain't came by and checked. Well, we was crowded today. Well, let me get the manager. Because, sir, you're affecting her too. When you don't hire enough people and you let her work when it's too crowded where she can't pay me attention, again, I don't feel the need to tip because you don't want to hire people for less than minimum wage because you just a shitty dude. But when I see these dudes, I always tip. I tip my barber 10-20%. Well, your barber already charged you a price. See, your barber gets to set his price. So I'm gonna pay a guy, right? More y'all got as much hair as me. I'm gonna pay a guy $20 to line this shit up. $20.
No.
And we done all had a chance probably to practice cutting our hair. We know a line take all of 5 or 6 minutes. I don't need that baby powder, that spritz shit. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I don't need all that extra shit to make this 6-minute, 10-minute top job turn into 35 minutes. But let's just for shits and giggles. So for 35 minutes of work, he want $20, which means he making $40 an hour to cut my fucking hair. And then a tip, because he done charged me $18. I give him $20, and he's reach out to shake my hand and say thank you. Hold on, player. You know I'm armed, right? I want my $2 back. I done paid you $18. I need my $2 back. I support single moms. I'm going to the strip club. I need them ones.
Oh, shit.
But we try to punk people, because people will do that to you. They won't get your change back and try to just act like everything good. Like, oh, I know you don't want that change. Why? Man, that $2, right? If it's just $2, you shouldn't mind giving it back. See, we ain't finna have it where it's just $2 on my end, but it ain't just $2 on your end. Because, like I said, it's the where people try to shame you into that bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, because man, shit. Every time I go out, I'm gonna do this. And I get what more wife did because I done had women who were like that, because they want you to tip because they understand the struggle, which is why we have to have a conversation. So. Y'all know who gave me this shirt? A client gave me this shirt because I'm petty. It's got to make sense. I make pretty decent money now, and Mo has taught me more. One of the reasons that rich people stay rich, they don't go around fucking off money because people intimidate them. Damn. So when we go through the drive-thru, and they tell you to go park because they got to bring your food out to you. Do we tip that person who bring the food to our car? Tip? Hell no.
No.
What's the difference between bringing it to my car and bringing it to my table? What have you done to earn a tip?
Like I said, D, we got to get to the root. We got to talk about the root of the problem.
The root of the problem is accepting the job. Right. Stop accepting these jobs.
No, our government needs to stop allowing that to be the standard.
See, pimping, prostitution will never stop. You know why? Because there will be clients. So
that's right. That's my point. So, that's a different situation.
It ain't. Because if they stop going, what you just said with them restaurants are old national, they got to start closing early and early. So now you put them in a bind. They got to make a decision. The government want to regulate every other pay scale except that of the restaurant industry. Yeah. There should be no way that is allowable in today's world.
So, and let me just jump in and say what y'all talking about right there. It's good that y'all got opposing views on that because this is the way the world is set up. It's set up to be a dichotomy. It's set up so you can have opposing viewpoints, and ain't nobody looking at the gray. It's got to be this way or that way, right? And there's other ways that it can operate, and we never think about that. We never go into that space. And so all we do is, it's gotta be this way, it's gotta be that way. And I'm speaking for me. I ain't speak for nobody in the show, but Black people do that shit a lot. You know what I'm saying? We get stuck. Stuck. Yeah.
And to me, in this argument, it isn't that there isn't any gray area. We're living in the gray area now with the whole tipping stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
You should not be able to work a job. Let me give you an example. I'm going to tell you about a job that I had that I about jumped on a motherfucker after my first paycheck came. No, my second paycheck came in. Like I literally, when I tell you literally almost jumped on the manager and tried to whoop his ass in the office because he found me just like D talked about getting pilfered from somewhere. Heard me, and this again, the good thing was it was a little side hustle, so it wasn't nothing major, because at the time I was focusing on my business. But he came in and saw me working at an Office Max. I was actually the assistant manager at the Copy Max Center. And we talked, he came in to get some stuff done. Dude comes in, he's like, oh man, you're a great talker. You know, you got good skills, you're a real people person and blah, blah, blah. Why don't you come and work at our business? It was a headhunter's office. Had never heard of this shit before in life. And he says to me, he's like, yeah, we work on commission.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, explain how your commission work. Now, you know, give me some information.
Yeah,
on commission. He's like, when you get 10% of whatever you sell, I said, nah, I'm expected to come to work every day. You're gonna do this thing, right? I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, no. You get a base salary. Okay. So I heard that. So like Darren talked about, I accepted the fact knowing that I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna get at least this much.
Minimum. You got a minimum.
I'm gonna get that much. Right.
Yeah.
So we come in, and I know that especially after being there, I know that they set it up this way. Because of course, the first week I came in, they put me with the high converging customers. That is, those are people who are already calling in to use the service.
Yeah,
so they already coming in knowing that they want to pay for it.
Got it.
So I'm doing good. First 2 weeks, bam, boom, paycheck come out, looking right, nice little commission, yada da, splag out. Doing good. Now the next 2 weeks, I show up to work every day for 8 hours. I made maybe 4 or 5 sales them whole 2 weeks.
Whoa, man.
These motherfuckers showed up with my next check. And the next check said, Roy, you in the whole $500. Nigga, what?
You gotta pay the
I was like, I went to the manager and was like, yo, dog, what is this? I'm in the whole $500 to y'all. Well, you know, you're on a commission draw and that. Hold up. What the hell is a commission draw? I had never worked this shit, but he gonna tell me, he's like, well, what it is we give you the base salary, but it's based against your commission that you're required to make.
Goodness. So you gotta keep the pay.
I said, hold on, motherfucker. You mean to tell me you want me to come to work every day for 8 hours? I'm like, I have been in your job every day for 8 hours the last 2 weeks. And you want to tell me that I owe you money for being in this motherfucker? And I said it just like that. Everybody, they was about to call security. Because I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about calling because I'm leaving this motherfucker right now.
Yeah.
I'm going. I'm like, I am not going to
call the police.
Work for somebody. And talk about something. I'm paying you to be at your job. Is you stupid?
Call the police. But see, my first job was commission. And this is back in the day because I was a shoe salesman. But we had an hourly salary. And whichever one was the highest was the one you got.
That's what you got. Correct. That was the closest to commission that I ever worked. I used to work in clothing stores. So when I heard commission, that's what my thought process was.
Yeah.
No matter what I did, I'm gonna get at least if it's $7.50 an hour, I'm gonna get them $7.50 an hour.
So,
right.
I'm 16. Minimum wage is $3.35. So I know if I work 8 hours, I'm gonna get about $25 before all them people with the initials kick in. But I know this, and if I do a good job, which I did, because my commission started off at 7. So when I'm rolling, shit, I'm making good money.
Yeah.
He said, "Why you keep taking long breaks?" I said, "Cause I know math." What's up, Joe? Once I get my 7% and I know I done sold this much and I'm here, man, I'm chilling. Cause I done made what I want to make for the day or for the week. Because I know what I get paid if I don't do nothing. So once I double that, man, I'm taking 2 hours. I don't even care no more. But again, the minimum that they were going to guarantee me was something I could live with. I didn't ask people to tip me. And I'm playing with people's nasty feet. I'm massaging them, getting the shoes on. They don't get no tip. I can't even think of asking no. I can't even fix my mouth and say, hey, you know, your feet stunk like hell. Your son's feet stink. Can I get a tip for this shit? I damn near passed out pulling off one shoe, man. I'm like, shit, where in the hell is 911 you need? Because this shit right here, this is beyond stank. This is your feet have died. This is necrosis type shit. But again, we got to be responsible at some point and hold our employers accountable to sit back and be grown. And it's just like with politics. We keep waiting on a savior to save us from ourselves. Because if we make a bad decision, Roy, one of my favorite people in America, my JBN is your baby. Yes?
Yep.
You know that you got to make concessions in life to do this. Even with some of the jobs that you may or may not decide to choose later on in life, my JBN is your baby. You can't sit back unless people are coming after you and demand from the employer what you want to run my JBN. If the employer say, I'm going to need you for these hours, if it affects my JBN, Roy ain't going to take it. See, but that's a decision Roy got to make. But he got choices. He can prioritize my JBN or he can prioritize making $600 a year. It's up to him. But if they say something he don't like, he got a choice. I get a job, somebody say, now I'm retired. Dude asked me, he said, what you doing working at Burlington Coat Factory? I just want to stay in shape. I unload trucks. Burlington Coat Factory paid me $7 and some hour. I don't give a shit. I'm here for we talking about forced tips and the shaming of it, Mel. So I'm here for the exercise and the discount on the bow ties. The manager said, the manager at Burlington tried to tell me some shit about I got to take a break. Listen, I'm here for 4 hours, period. Well, you can only work these many hours at a time and you got to take a break. Dude, I ain't in no union. Well, I ain't got to take shit, player. I'm going to do these 4 hours and I'm up out of here. Well, suppose we need you some extra. Suppose you read the fine print on my contract, because when I signed a little job application, I wrote on my shit because I'm that dude now. I'm only going to unload trucks. I'm not fixing shit. I'm not building shit. I am unloading trucks. I'm not putting tags on a damn thing. And guess what? The manager at the time hired me knowing this. By 12 o'clock, I will be gone regardless. 12 o'clock, I'm gone. So I get here 8. If she called me and was real nice, I got there at 7:30. At 12, I'm history. And he's trying to sit there and tell me, well, how you ever plan to make any money? See, you got the wrong one, player. I just look like this. But I was a cop. I get jobs that pay me good money to let people shoot at me and talk shit. The discount I get for bow ties don't work what you doing. But again, I went for that reason. So I couldn't complain about now check I got, because I knew 4 hours at $7, I'm looking at $28. I'm working 2 days a week. After taxes and shit, I might make $30. Who cares? I got a 40% discount on bow ties. I got a 40% discount on shoes. That's all I wanted from Burlington. So
the check wasn't even really all
the check. They could have said we ain't gonna pay you, and guess what? For the discount, I would have still worked. Not on the truck. I wasn't going to do no floor work. I'm only going to work on this truck so I can stay in shape because I stopped being a cop. I need to do something. I ain't going to work out. I tried lifting weights and I had a Karate Kid moment. It's like, why you don't lift weights? First of all, the weights ain't never bothered me. Second, they're heavy. So no, we can't. The weightlifting shit just don't work. But these boxes, hey, I can do this. It's okay. They ain't that heavy. Go ahead, Mo.
No, I was adding on to what you were saying. In addition to that, you maybe, I don't know if you were part-time or whatever, but maybe there was medical benefits. You know what I'm saying? So you getting exercise, you getting health care if you got medical benefits. You know what I'm saying? You get to get away and exercise your mind and do something a little physical. There's a lot of benefits for that. But
well, here you got to work more than 30 hours to get benefits. I didn't want to work. I wanted to work. Okay. I wanted to work 10 hours a week.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. I didn't know which space you was in, but that's the thing, man. I've seen that a lot where these people, they don't assess you. People at the job don't assess you properly because they approach everybody like, if
you here for the money.
You need us. You need us if you're here.
Right, exactly.
You need us if you're here. That's how they approach everybody, and that's the problem. Not everybody takes job for the same reason.
Let me earn my shirt right quick. The shirt say, "Pray for me, I'm petty." I'm gonna just do this because I see one of my favorite people on the show, Melly Mel, and Mo. You remember Mel?
Of course.
So I'm just trying to figure out, because I reached out to Mel because she's one of my favorite people. Even when she be trying to give me hell and want me to be organized. And Roy, my mama, my wife, all my bosses, they all know I ain't gonna be too organized. My organization come with me showing up on the day you ask me to. Everything after that, we just kind of hit or miss. But Mel she run this service where they do trips and stuff, melodic getaways. I said, Mel, shoot me something so I can run and do the show. See, this is when you be trying to help folk, because I like what she do. And if I don't do nothing else, I mean, this year I'm a little busy, but I'm gonna take one of her crews so I can come back and give. I want to give it a true rating. But looking at some of the stuff she ordered on melodic getaways, I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to do this. She the one who got me interested in taking one of these intercontinental train rides, because I'm like, man, I looked at some of the train rides they got in Ireland and somewhere she put up. See, Mel, I just want you to know, when the FBI come and interview you, because you're the reason I done hit several people over the head to get a down payment, don't act like you don't know nothing. But I'm going to take one of these trips, and I got to hit some people over the head to get this money. But I'm going to take one because you be flashing stuff that's, oh my goodness. And I be wanting to share it. I be like, man, send me something so I can share it on the show, because we're going to get people interested. And if I get enough, since we talking about tips, maybe I can get me a commission where I can get half off my trip. You know what I'm saying? Pray for me. I'm petty. Right, but I got a plan.
Hey, Mel, we talked about a whole bunch of ways where you can screw him, man. Tell him you're going to give him his commission, give him half of it, whatever it is.
Hey, she going to do what raw people did. She going to charge me for talking about her show. But then nobody comes, so you owe me $65. Man, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, but on the real, man, that what you talk about, y'all really need to see Mel, because I'm going to tell you this. This is from my own personal experience. If y'all agree or whatever. But traveling is mental health, man, on steroids. I can't tell you how many times it felt like I'm on a goddamn hamster wheel, stuck in a rat race, whatever, and just decide to go, even in my own town. If I just go to one of these 5-star restaurants where I could, 5-star hotels where I could just stay a couple nights, you know what I mean? Because it costs a lot. It's like you get like a total physical and mental reset. And I'm telling you, a getaway, a traveling getaway, that's even better. We just take trips. We take these trips where you just hop in the car, drive a couple hours, stay on the beach for a week. Man, there's not you can't replace that with nothing. You can go get a massage, it ain't gonna do it. You can get lucky and get into a menage a trois, that ain't gonna do it.
Okay, hold on. You push off. You push the too far now, right now. You push too far, Mo.
Menage a trois, bro.
Menage a trois vacate, Mo.
Hey,
I just gotta stop.
Yeah.
Right. What my button at? The thoughts of Mo are not represented on DVP.
That's the wrong one.
Hey, unless it's that chick that can't get in the lift, we gonna do. Now the chick who couldn't get in the lift, we're not doing no menage 18. But other than that,
come on, man, the big girl deserve to have fun too.
You're right, just not with the little dude. Pray for me. I'm petty. Right, what's the rule? They gotta be able to fit between here. It is not happening.
Open that up a little.
Hey, this ain't a, what is it, Ron?
This is not a preference. It is. I mean,
it's a priority. This is mandatory. You gotta fit in there. They gotta touch, not wave at each other. There's got to be some touching going on. And you're right, Mo. You don't have to go far to relax. And some of the stuff she offers is local, but y'all need to get away. And I'm gonna tell you for real. You need to go overseas to see how the real world lives. See, we get so caught up in this American system. We think it's because they done told us it's the greatest country ever. And a lot of that has potential. But when you go other places and see how they live, you start looking at America like a third world country with a lot of things that we do. Like I say, you go certain places, tipping, they know you're a foreigner. They look at you like you're an alien when you try to tip.
They don't know you're a foreigner. They know you're an American.
Yeah, they know you're an alien.
They know you're an American. Yeah.
And you ain't used to shit. And this is why you should go. Like I say, traveling is what gave me my different experiences. When you go other places, nobody talks about color. Because, man, who would have thought that there's some black French people, there's some white African people. They don't talk black and white. They want to know what's your religion. Where you from? Not none of the other stuff that we get caught up in. And it's so refreshing, especially when you go somewhere and you look like us, because we all got a little color. most places I've been to, they love dark people. They love black people. They treat you like you already got something. And it's just a different world. Y'all got to get out. Go somewhere. And if you ain't never been nowhere before, go on and set up some things with a couple of friends. Make sure the friends got money. Once you get into travel, if you want to, go somewhere by yourself. It's hard to go by yourself the first time because most time we doing something good, we want to share with somebody. But shit, if you can, but y'all got to check out Melodic Getaways. Like I said, she got a lot of stuff. Some of it's local, some of it's for families, some of it's for groups. Just check out the page, Melodic Getaways. I'm gonna put it up on the thing. But I just had since she showed up finally, because she don't love us no more. I'm feeling like we got a divorce and we never got the paperwork, but that's how I'm feeling. Me and Mo was talking about you, so I don't know. He gonna probably say he don't remember, but I remember. We was talking about you, how you just deserted us. We didn't get no goodbye letter, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? What they do that at? Mel, what they do that at? So anyway, I just had to throw that in there. So yeah, that was what I had to come talk about. And you know, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna let y'all have it because Phil up on some he on some color people time stuff. I'm gonna say this again because I keep hearing people talk about it, and I heard them talking about it on the sports show. The whole halftime message, I heard everything y'all said. I tried to act like I believed it. I wanted to buy into it. But if there was a coded message about how America treats us and what we gonna do. See, I practice coded messages. And you know, Phil, don't be in the audience talking about you enjoying us. No, Phil, we finna block you. Bro, how can we block Philip? He ain't showing up, but he want to be in the audience. That's not how we're gonna do this. Philip, pray for me. Jigga. And the same boss the same client that gave me this, he just sent me a message. He gonna send me another shirt that says I'm from the University of Bad Decisions because he got the best sweatshirt.
Nice.
So
nice.
But if you're gonna send a coded message, that means it ain't for everybody. See, and I did this in one of my couple shows. When me and Trina go out, fellas, ladies, when you go out with your partner, just in case there's a miscommunication, and some of us have done this. There's a code of communication that we use if one partner is getting a little out of hand. Maybe you done had a little too much to drink. Maybe you talking a little too much. Maybe you've been a little too friendly. You hear a word. The word tells you, hey, bring it back. And I learned this from talking to other couples because sometimes one partner is embarrassing the other partner. How do you bring their partner back without causing a lot of things? So
safe words, baby, safe words.
Right, code of communication. When you hear the word, you know, hey, I need to calm down. But you're not embarrassed because everybody else don't know what the word means. So you can't tell me that black people, we're going to have a code of communication about the revolution, one in front of a bunch of white people. Two, you done coded, so don't nobody know what the hell you're talking about. So it really ain't for us. And you cannot, for the life of life, give a code of communication about a revolution at an event in New Orleans where half the people drunk, the other half don't fucking care. Where we at? You know, what's her name said something last show about all the stuff Kendrick Lamar do. But when I asked her to shoot me some of the stuff he does, I still ain't got nothing. I ain't saying he don't do nothing, but what is he doing to prepare us for everything that's going on? See, I enjoy you being a revolutionary. I enjoy you speaking up. But if you don't have a plan that can affect the masses, again, we start off this show talking about boycotting restaurants that won't pay minimum wage. See, because who are we really hurting? But when we start talking about boycotting Walmart and Target, what I tell y'all, if you're gonna affect the disenfranchised and the lower class people, the lower income people, it is never going to work because they need the money. We can sit back and say we don't need this. Can we go without shopping at Walmart for a week or maybe a month? A lot of us can. But again, if you're talking about responsible people, am I going to pay more to buy something at Macy's that I could have bought at Walmart? No, I'm not. Am I going to pay more to go to the corner store and support your neighborhood? They want to charge me $3 for something. Walmart want to charge me $185. I got a family to feed too. So why would I keep spending more here to support somebody? Real talk. Most people who run small businesses, and there are quite a few, most people who run small businesses, one, only employ their family. Two, they don't support the neighborhood because it's a small business. They don't pay. Most of them don't even pay good. I talked to 3 people who run a small business, under 10 employees, who offer benefits or a living wage. Most of the time, it's your family. You pay them what you can. Now, most of these restaurants, most of these great restaurants, the small ones or mom and pop organizations, they don't pay them a salary. They pay them based off what everything is, but most of the time it's their kids, so they can do that with them. So when we keep talking about we got to support these people, what are they doing for us? When you support these local stores, what are they doing for us? Who are they hiring? Most of the gas stations and corner stores you got, ain't being racist, but most of them run by Indians. How many of them got kids from the neighborhood working? So why am I supporting them again? The prices are high. Everybody they bring in don't sound like me, don't look like me. So why am I supporting them again? So that there's something in my neighborhood that charges me too much. Make that make sense. Why don't I just let the neighborhood burglar? Why don't I just leave my door open for him so he don't break my glass? Hey, go on and steal my TV. Go on and steal my good shit, but don't break my door. Because to me, that's what it sounds like. We can do a lot, but we got to quit boycotting off emotion and have a fact-driven reason why we're going to do it and how we're going to support the disenfranchised people so they can engage in the boycott. Because while the people who are middle income and above, they can go around Walmart. The people who are disenfranchised, they can't get around Walmart. So when you say, oh, we need to boycott Walmart because of DEI, well, shit, I went to Walmart. And damn, it looked like everybody in there was still black. I went to Target. They ain't supporting DEI. Target sell a shitload of black-owned goods. So why we boycotting them again? Because they're not gonna hire black management. But
see, D, hold on. So this is part I'm gonna jump in on.
Go ahead,
like you said, the key is having a plan.
Yeah.
To doing that. And so when we get situations like that, because Target does need to be held accountable at the corporate level for what they do, and put it this way, everybody who's backing out of DEI, who first off, let's get real, black folks wasn't but 4% of DEI hires across the nation any damn way. So it benefited other groups first. But if we want to keep this energy that people are talking about, we've got to go in to say, okay, what black products are in Target that are being sold? Get all of them listed and then find every last one of them website. So, because the reality is, if you going into Target to buy something, you should have been buying their stuff anyway. 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't. But as part of that plan, if we going to boycott Target directly, we not going to let our people get hurt. So we going to go to their websites and buy their stuff. But again, like you said, it's got to be a plan. And we've got to have people willing to initiate and push a plan forward. And, that's the big difference of where we are today versus the people who were in our struggle back in the 60s. So
let's find out why. Remember when Black Lives Matter said boycott Walmart, and I told y'all then, don't do it. Black Lives Matter, the founders all had secret agendas. And one of the Black Lives founders wanted Walmart to put them on the board of directors. And when they said, no, thank you, she tried to flex and show her pool. And we found out what they're doing. And see, here's the thing we got to pay attention to. If I'm being threatened about my literature, you know what? It's easy for me to change my literature, but can you prove I changed my hiring practices? Just because I took it down don't mean I didn't fire no. As far as I know, Target ain't firing nobody. They just stopped promoting what they were going to do because they got a threat from the president, which to me makes a lot of sense. Do I really want to have this fight with the federal government about something in case we can get a contract? No. If all I got to do is take this down, but I can still hire who I want to, what have I lost? Except a bunch of niggas complaining because now they can't read it. But you want to read it in the first place. You only knew about DI because somebody told you. Because I went to Target. I went to 3 separate Targets, and damn, they were all 85% black. So we're going to boycott them. So now all these black kids and all these black old people going to lose their job because they took something off their website. But you can't tell me nothing about their practices. We was going to stop going to Walmart because the line's too long. They had nothing to do with black people, but that's who work there. Oh, but don't shop at Walmart because they're not treating us fairly. Define us. Because if I go to a place, even when the service is shitty, but I see that they're trying to hire a lot of people who look like me, I will give them a pass because sometimes we just shit at people, but they're trying to support the neighborhood. Kids who live in the neighborhood that I see, the ones I see at the store, the ones I seen at school, my kids, this is where they working. So they're trying. Sometimes they should be a little bit more picky in their hiring, like Chick-fil-A. But guess what Chick-fil-A in your neighborhood do? They hire from the neighborhood. So I'm going to keep supporting them even though I don't eat chicken. So we can't keep saying because somebody don't say what we want them to say, we're going to boycott. Roy, Trina, Mo ain't said nothing, but they was, they didn't want me to use the word for short people that I grew up on, which was MIDGET. That's what we called them. Now so say short people. What the F? Everybody's so sensitive about a factual thing. Now I can't say dwarf. There's a whole Disney thing about them damn dwarfs. What they call them now? Snow White and Seven Little People or some bullshit like that. And it's like, we get so caught up. We done fell into that same plan that they gave us where we're being bullied for being. I heard somebody tell me one time, Mo, honesty is the best policy. That's what I heard. But now we can't be honest. I look at the trans thing and I hear what everybody say. Lord knows I hear them. My son was in the Special Olympics. You know what that means? That means he has an issue with his mental cognition. They got a Special Olympics for them. How come they can't have special leagues for trans people? I don't know why they got to run with regular people. I don't know. I ain't the smartest guy in the room. So why not just have a trans league? Or, damn, I think they call it co-ed. But why to try to make me understand or make me believe that a man who wants to be a woman is not naturally stronger than a natural born woman is stupid and idiotic. For me to have to ignore my own eyes, and the best way to do it is with kids. If my kid sees a man and says it's a man, I'm supposed to tell my kid, don't believe your eyes, that's a woman. So address this man as a woman and be stupid because we don't want to offend her. But you offended me in the way we honest, because we tell everybody to be honest until it's not convenient.
But see, so let me say this part. Let me say this part on this. First thing, who's Nina Turner Phillip? And let's see what this plan is she talking about. I mean, because I hadn't heard of anything. And I need to find out, did you ever get a chance to read over the one that I sent you that we had worked on a few years ago? But as far as this whole, like to say with the trans thing, letting somebody be identified and called what they want to be, you know what? I don't care. If you want to be called Sally Sue May and you grew up Billy Bob Jr., that's on you. You can do that if you want to. Now, here's the problem, though. If I don't know you and I see you and you just look like Billy Bob in a dress, I'm probably going to say sir or he or him. Because until you tell me what you want me to call you, I don't know. And you can't be mad at me for that because I don't know what your preferences are. Unless you want to be one of the folks, then that's fine. You walk around with a little sign that say, please address me as she, her, or whatever. Then I can read. Like D said, I can read. I see that. Oh, okay. But that's what you want to do. But here's the other part of that. What you're not going to do is let your 16 or 14, 13, 14, 15-year-old son play basketball with my 13, 14, 15-year-old daughter because your son say he want to be a girl. We not doing that because that is unfair. It is physically unfair for you to try to have this little boy compete with these girls in that form or fashion.
Because he feels like, and it's crazy because whenever I feel like a white dude and want my credit check, I can't get that. Be like, man, you crazy. So you mean to tell me if I say I'm a woman, y'all okay with that? But if I say I'm white, then there's a problem. Make that shit make sense to me.
Right.
Make that shit make sense to me.
I identify as a white guy right now.
Damn, so give me my shit. I want a discount.
Damn, your credit is good.
and we was having this conversation, and the craziest shit, people who commit murder said somebody talk to them. And we first thing, send them to the insane asylum. But if somebody tell you, look at you, I'm looking at you. You have a mustache, you have a beard, you have an Adam's apple. You stand when you pee. You are a man. Well, I feel like a woman. Okay. I feel tired, but guess what my job won't let me do? They won't let me stay at home and pay me still. And it's like, hey, I get that. you know, we can't call them in. We can't call them mental handicap. And I was explaining too why. Because if you call them in the handicap, they can't experiment on them. They can't experiment on them because they're mentally challenged. So you can't try to put ovaries in a man or shit like that the government want to do. I'm all with that. But let's stop buying into this narrative.
That was the whole homosexuality was considered a mental illness until I think like 82 or 83.
Right, because now they want to experiment on them. You can't experiment on people who are mentally challenged. And I'm okay with that. But don't try to change reality. Don't sit there and tell me that I should buy into. Listen, I'm all for same-sex marriage. You know, I joked about it because I stole the comedian line. You know, homosexuals have the right to be unhappily married like straight people. I don't think there should be a difference. But I did a concert, and fuck it, I don't care. Miss JJ. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but he was on America's Top Model something. And you know, I called him a him, and he said, "My name is Miss JJ," and I said, "Okay, Miss JJ." And I said, "Can somebody come bring him a chair?" I'm not a him. Yes, you are. I don't care what you want to be called. I respect you and call you what you want to be called, but you're not going to tell me I'm stupid. I know a man when I see a man. You don't feel like one. So when somebody call us out our name, hey, Ratchet, well, I'm not Ratchet, I'm this. Well, you look like that to me, so I'm gonna call you what I see. See, when does this stop? Where we can make somebody be what they want us to be because that's how they feel, and we gotta be. Well, you know, you gotta respect their rights. Well, what about my rights? You don't have to respect my right to want honesty. And I see Mo. I don't know. You know, it looked like he wearing a red shirt. We're gonna argue about whether it's red or cherry. No, we're not finna have this argument. Mo got purple. One time.
It's purple.
Okay. See, and I'm gonna ignore him because now I'm just gonna say he got on the shirt, and he gonna say no, it's a blouse. I'm not finna, you know. But you gotta respect him. Why I gotta? He don't respect mine. And as Roy said, you can't tell me you're not gonna put your son in a dress and let him play basketball with my daughter and think that I'm gonna be okay with that because he feels. Well, I feel like it's unfair. Have a transgender league. Put them in a co-ed league where they can compete with like people. Let them box each other. Get them a whole thing where you got transgender weight classes for boxing and all this other shit. The one at Duke or wherever that won all the swimming things. That's a whole fucking man. Oh, he broke records in the She League. You got to be shitting me. But y'all complain about Barry Bonds using steroids. But what do trans people use? They use steroids, if I'm not mistaken. So it's illegal to do it professionally, but it's okay to do it amateurly. So I'm confused. And
so look. Let me just add this because a lot of this, you know, a lot of the conversation I heard, a lot of it centered around what I call integration. So there was a time you might remember in this great old America where black people were not able to integrate with white folks, right? And so that was a problem. And so now now everybody has to take the position where, you know, if you want to be whatever you want to be trans, queer, whatever it is, you know, you have a right to integrate with whoever you want. It's never been that way. You know, I mean, there's some circles that you just can't get in. If I'm a Black Panther, they're not going to let me in the KKK. You know, I can't be mad at that. That's just the way
unless you're Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dave Chappelle can do it, but that's it. But there's some spaces that are, and this word I use it loosely, but there's some spaces that are sacred, and you gotta acknowledge that. You know what I mean?
Not even just sacred. I'm gonna just jump into it. Not sacred, but they're specific.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just want to say instead of saying sacred, saying they're specific.
Specific, yeah.
They're specific to a group, right. A particular group of people, like the KKK. Black people and Hispanic people should not be in the damn KKK.
Not at all. Or the Aryan Nation. None of that.
Right. Exactly.
You can't get in that. That's their space. You know what I mean? And so there is some. It's like the world does not want to recognize exclusivity anymore. And there are some things that are exclusive, and they're gonna remain as such, whether you want to recognize them or not. That's just life. You know, a 16-year-old, a 12-year-old girl is still a girl. She's not somebody who adult men can deal with. You know what I mean? That's still a girl. Whether it's, you know, some people might say, well, I recognize her as a woman. Y'all see how foolish that sounds? That's ridiculous.
And if a grown man say, "Hey, I'm 60, but I feel like I'm 14. So that means I should be able to play with your daughter. Because I feel like I'm 14. I want to be a 14-year-old. Listen, as Mo said, listen to how stupid that sounds. But hey, I want to identify as a 14-year-old boy. How stupid is that?
He could be. Oh, go ahead.
But that's what you got molesters. I'm saying that's what they feel like. We don't give them that credit.
He gonna be 14, but 6 feet deep. That's
So I want to give a shout out to Philip for not showing up and talking trash on the page, because he said he was gonna be. As a matter of fact, when Roy put out the message, if I'm not mistaken, when
DVP,
Philip the first one to answer.
Excuse me, DVP.
Yes, sir.
You bring me on the show because I gotta reel you in sometime. I'm gonna do my job, man. Leave Philip alone.
No. Philip, was the first one to answer. Say, I'm here. I'm open, and you ain't Philip. Philip, we want 20 push-ups on air when you come on. We've been waiting on you.
Set the camera up right now.
No, yeah, turn the no, because you know he probably on the run somewhere, because that's what he do. He probably in fugitive mode, but I ain't gonna say nothing because we might be being watched by Elon Musk and DOGE.
Oh yeah.
See now. Oh, look at it. I had to see about my old lady. See, he trying to invoke sympathy from us. That ain't what your message said, Philip. Don't make me screenshot this message.
Hey, I use that technique too, man. When the telemarketers come, I'll be like, I gotta ask my wife, man.
Right. hey, ain't that we did when we was kids? Like, hey man, can you come outside? Let me ask my mama. My mama know if I ask her, I don't want to go.
Yeah, right.
I had to see about my old lady. Man, ain't nobody going for that, Phil. You act like we new to this. We done used that excuse before. We done used it. So anyway, I
think we gonna shut it down as you hit it out too. So
yeah, see, if we got Roy to show up, the gang could have been all here, but somebody was acting funny. Mel showed up. She ain't gave me nothing to push. So Mel, send me something so we can push your vacation, so we can maybe go and plan we could plan one of them Michael Basin DVP JBN type trips and do a show on a cruise or something. I don't know how that work. I don't know if they got Wi-Fi or not, but we don't care what the hell. So
hey, listen, we got things we gonna work on. Yeah,
we got things we're gonna work on. I see that. I answered you already. I just want to thank everybody. Like I said, I'm on call and I got to pack because I'm headed out again. So fill up. Be here next week. Joe Mo, stop playing. Y'all can talk politics, and I'm gonna shoot y'all a couple of questions on things. But I'll be 3 hours later, so I'll still be at work when y'all doing it. I'm gonna check it out to see what y'all was doing, to see if y'all caused some controversy. Listen, so it ain't no confusion. We're gonna let the conscience of the show, Mo, be in charge. So when y'all getting out of hand, we're gonna let Mo be the, Mo, we're gonna give you a taser, a cyber taser, so you can shock their keyboard or whatever.
Right through the internet. I can hit them right through the internet. Yeah.
And hopefully Roy beat him, but I don't ever know. Roy be big time, and sometimes he can't deal with the little people in life. I mean, when I used to be his favorite host, and somewhere, I don't know what happened, but that's another whole story. As I'm being petty. You got an important shots for us, Mo?
Let's see. Oh, yeah. I got some. So y'all see, we were talking about some of these big businesses, man. Look at, just from a stock perspective, look at their stocks so you can see in real time how businesses get impacted based on real life. Because a lot of people, until you start seeing the changes in the stock progression or the actual company progress, until you see it and you relate it to real life, it doesn't feel like it's real. But keep your eye on that stuff, because that's right there is going to bring it to reality for you and give you a real perspective on how all that stuff works.
Bro, what you got?
Mo, put your number in the thing, man. Let me call you after this. Indeed, holler. Give me about 20, 30 minutes if you can, and give me a holler.
I'm gonna call you tomorrow from Cali, because I'm gonna go on a call, and then like I said, okay, catch me a quick nap because I got to be at the airport at 5 a.m.
Okay. You driving or you need an Uber? What's happening?
I'm a drive.
Okay.
Yeah. But that way when I come back, but you Ubering?
You're there.
Oh, but I gotta. But you gotta be able to answer. Let me see. Cause you're gonna be able to pick me up too. Last Uber driver I had, man, she kept trying to run off the road. I was like, I ain't doing this shit no more. She
Look, especially if you do it, I can, and let me know that you're gonna do it, that you're gonna do a schedule. I can accept the early schedule, but yeah, if you hit me up and let me know, especially if you're getting in early or late, because I'm normally on the road from starting at like 3 a.m. to like 6 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I like doing the early morning stuff specifically to make airport trips.
Okay, I'm gonna let you know about the next trip then. Yeah, because this one I got situated, but I'll let you know about the next one. See what you can work out. All right, so yeah, you got anything to tell them about the future? Anything you want to share with the crowd, Roy?
Yeah, I just did. I told Mo to get on the phone and we about to talk about some stuff, but they'll hear it soon enough. We are getting back. I am focused and back in. It's been crazy, man. Just been up and down the road a whole lot, and I'm finally getting some space to breathe. And we're gonna be in the studio, really doing some things. So we're getting back to that. I want to get back to the point where we had 3-4 shows going on live in the studio on a regular basis. I need that energy again.
Cool. And y'all know who I'm DVP. I won't be here for the next 2 weeks. So hopefully Roy, Mo, Phillip, Joe Mo, maybe even Mel will show her face. If she show her face while I'm gone, I'm gonna be so miffed. But I'm gonna give you a pass, too. But I'm gonna be upset that you showed up without me. I'm feeling like we had a divorce and I ain't get the thing. And I checked the calendar. I checked Douglas County records. But I appreciate everybody who spent time with me, all the trash y'all talking. Ron, go back to cooking at Waffle House. Tell me what Waffle House you cooking. Let me come by and taste your food to see if it's tip worthy. It ain't 20%. I can tell you that right now. It ain't 20%, and I don't need the egg, so I just want some, what I want. So until next week, well, for me, until a couple weeks from now, but the fellas should be here. Y'all know what it is, right? Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease, and we out.